need some tight end stashes or some guys to help you immediately, here's a few guys you should add right now heading into the weekend and before the rush on waivers in Week 13. The first guy, Zach Ertz of the Philadelphia Eagles. It looks like Ertz is coming back this week on Monday Night Football versus the Seattle Seahawks. Ertz, he's available still in 44% of fantasy leagues. And this guy, he was an elite tight end for years. I know Dallas Goedert's there. I know Richard Rodgers has a role, but this Eagle team, they need help. They're 3-7-6-1. I know they're still in first place in the NFC East, but that don't say much. Wentz, he's been struggling, like I said, but the Eagles, they need Ertz back, I believe. They didn't want to pay him next year, but he's going to come back. He's going to have a role, and he's a guy I could see break out at any time as long as he's on the field most of the ball games and most of the snaps. So Zach Ertz, go out there and grab him for a stash, because if he breaks out and you missed out on him, you're not going to be happy about it. The second guy is Jordan Reid of the San Francisco 49ers. I've been talking him up a lot this week is Reid, and he's available in about 75-80% of fantasy leagues is Reid. Reid had a good ball game in Week 10 versus the New Orleans Saints before his bye in Week 11. He had 4 catches, 62 yards. And the other thing here is this 49er team, they need help on the receiving end and guys catching the ball. So Reid, he's going to get a lot of targets, I think. Brandon Ayuk, he's out this week. Again, he's on the COVID list. Deebo Samuel, he's coming back, but I don't know if he's 100%. Kendrick Bourne, he should be back though. But anyway, George Kittle, he's not coming back, probably for the season. This is a big game for San Francisco if they have any chance of the playoffs, even though I don't think they do, but they're still mathematically in the race. And they got the Rams this week. So Reid, I could see him have a good ball game this week is Reid. And I wouldn't be surprised if he finds the end zone in this one. And he's a guy I said you should stash last week, and I'm going to say stash him again. Because if he breaks out, at least you have that tight end ready to go next week if you just have him on your bench this week. So go out there, get Jordan Reid, and add him to your bench and stash him. And the third and final tight end I'm looking to stash here is Jimmy Graham of the Chicago Bears. It's an on and off thing with Jimmy Graham, it seems like, each and every week. But now that Mitchell Trubisky is back in the starting lineup for the Chicago Bears, I like Graham's outlook and his value better now. Trubisky, I know he's not a great quarterback by any means. I know he can't do much, but at least this guy, he could get the ball down the field, and it's going to help guys like Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, and I think Jimmy Graham too. Graham, he was doing decent with Foles, but he was inconsistent. I think more consistency you could get out of Graham at the tight end position. He's got Green Bay this week, who, you know, they're going to have to throw a whole lot in that ball game is the Bears, because they're going to be down early and often, I think, in that game. And then Detroit next week, who gives up a decent amount of fantasy points to tight ends. So right there, go out there and get Jimmy Graham as a bench stash. And if he doesn't pan out, you just drop him. So that's a few tight ends I'm looking to stash here heading into the weekend and before somebody breaks out heading into Week 13.